looks like we are jumping straight into the action here. We got Fnatic versus one game. Or not, excuse me. That was the last game. Alright, so we're going straight into the pistol round here. And NiP looking to hold this off. One game just came off a beautiful match where JR just carried the hell out of him. But this time, Lizard's the one doing it. Man, 3 headshots with the Glock just running throughout the site. No CTs there to drop him. I'm kind of shocked by that. But Kyanite is now here for the rotate. Is he going to be able to take him down? No! Lizard still lives, and it's all up to Tweet in this 1 versus 3. And man, one game, I thought that was a lost round for them, but came right back.
Yeah, you guys are going to see a beautiful replay coming on of that 3K out of Lizard, just going beast mode with his Glock. And we are moving into round number 2 here. One game. Coming off of an impressive performance against Fnatic. NiP definitely has their work cut out for them. NiP beating Fnatic earlier today, but gonna have to prove they're the best in this group by winning this match. And Jason getting too early on. Aggressive players pushing into Palace do go down. Tweeday still in sight. Does see a player coming out a ramp, but he's crouching, trying to stay alive, and he actually does live. And it will take down Lizard, but Jason jumps out of the Palace. P90 style will take him down. Priest from CT with the 5-7 gets a frag. So 3v1, flashbang in hand. Let's see what he can do here. He's going to flash over. Does do a little bit, but not as much as he had hoped. Lance going to be on the flank, and that's going to be the end of Priest. 2-0 is the scoreline.
Yeah, and that was a quick anti-eco from one game. Kind of pressed the matter very early. Nothing really happened for the NiP side. So are we going to see a similar situation here from one game? I mean, they really dummied Fnatic. So will they do the same to the NiP staff here? So for the NiP staff, primarily towards A, they may regroup up here at middle, but this time one game taking it a lot slower. And NiP may go for the lower A push right here. Who's sitting there for the terrorist side? He's going to have the chance. Chop him right now. Oh man, they peek out and Lizard gets sandwiched and wasn't looking the right way at the right time. So this has given a gun over to the NiP side. However, JR has taken down Hofton. Oh, and Jason. There's another one. Slowly, one game regaining composure this round and narrows it down to only one member of NiP, just like that. Firing right back, and they do take the bomb site. So, Priest coming out. Nope, can't do a thing. Lance, now first gun round, and NiP. They need to stop this one-game train right now. Otherwise, JR is going to have a lot of money for ops, and it's just going to get out of control from there.
Yeah, exactly. He does have an AWP going into this round. AK-47s on the rest of them. This will be the first buy we see from NiP. Tweeday rocking that glass cannon. He will have the AWP in hand. 2 flashbangs and a USP. And he's going to be jumping across to that connector fairly quickly here. See if he can get anything done up top of mid. Noto is here. He's going to smoke for himself so he can peek out, get to those middle boxes. We do see the bomb is positioned at A ramp, so eventually could be an A play. I believe they are hoping Noto can get a little bit of information, maybe take some mid-control. Tweeday pushed out in the middle, and actually he is going to get caught off guard. Does drop into underpass momentarily, survives, and makes it back to connector. So 32 HP on him, but he is alive and well with that AWP. Does look like we will see some action here. JR will get beat by Tweeday. So that's a big win for the NiP staff at this point. 2 terrorists left. You see that player dropping mid, the terrorist, and oh, what a shot. Tweeday goes down. 2v2. Hoffman does pick up the AWP. Priest from CT, and Hoffman will find Jason. 1 player left in Lizard. He gets a beautiful one-click onto Priest there. And it's going to be a 1v1 AWP shot. Hoffman, massive shot from him, and he's going to take the first round for NiP.
Yep, he saw exactly where the nade came from and just shot right where he threw it, and that was that. Nice shot by Hofton. Or Hoffman. That's a thing I'm not used to saying over here in America.
I want to say Hoffman, like Matt Hoffman. I don't know if you follow that reference. Yeah, the BMX biker, but anyhow, that's just me.
I was a poser for like a month or 2 of my life. So, one game now. Looking to battle back. NiP did lose everybody but one player in that round, so a lot of economic damage done from one game. So if they can take this one, NiP is going to be hurting for money again. So, looks like they're trying an A wrap here, trying to gain control of the middle and then eventually send one out upper and lower A. But things are quiet here at middle for now, as nobody's really peeking and everybody's set up in their position. So it's going to be eventually up to the terrace to get moving, and it looks like they are making their way up now. Who is going to get the first frag here? We got one pushing up the catwalk for NiP, and this might be perfect timing. However, Lance does find Two-Face, and NiP has managed to hold the lower, but oh man, Hoppin and Tweede holding off that connector beautifully right now. But Lance shooting right back, and so far one game is still struggling. What is going on here in the jungle? Priest does take down Lance, but now all up to Jason in the 1 versus 3. Falls back in Palace, but this could be too late. He just would not have time to run to the bomb site. I mean, maybe if he would have left right at 40 seconds, but I doubt NiP is going to be too worried about B. And how late is Jason going to wait before he exposes his position? Doesn't look like too long. There it is. And now all 3 NiP members. That is going to be... Wow, what a shot from Tweede. I'm not sure if he pre-fired that or what, but Jason goes down, and that's 2 in a row for NiP, just what the doctor ordered.
Yeah, exactly. And one thing to note in that round, Tweede actually gave up his AWP to Huffman. Huffman was using that in Window Room, and instead Tweede had a Bison, but didn't utilize it. Decided to use the CZ75 and was able to push up Cat, get some frags there, and that was what was going on with that. All that madness mid. Eco round from one game here. CZ75's on 2 of them.
Going for the old sneak move.
Exactly. Got the bomb up with JR and Palace. The rest of the players are positioned towards B. We do see Tweede getting very aggressive, working through the underpass, and he's going to be able to give some information to his team that nade did land, and he would have heard that blood splatter. So coming up from behind, AWP in hand again, and that's going to give away one player's position. Huffman shoots at Tweede, doesn't realize how far up he is, and Tweede will eventually go down. That will be Huffman, though, pushing up, securing those frags, and JR with that bomb does not get it planted. So 3-3 is the scoreline, and imagine Tweede just got headshot by his teammate there. He definitely did get tagged a little bit, but I don't think it was too much damage.
That would have been too bad.
No doubt about it.
So NiP 3 in a row here, and this is probably the best match we've seen so far.
No doubt.
These are the two ones that are the most even between all the other matches we've seen so far. And one game priming up for an A burst. We got smokes ready to be deployed. It's going to be a 4-1, 4 out the lower. And inside the bomb site, we got 2 NiP players. And 1 near to rotate. We got 1 heading over from spawn, too. So maybe taking a bit too long here is the one game. They're giving NiP a lot of time to set up here when the take eventually does occur. And here they come into the bomb site. Smoke's being deployed, cutting off the connector. And that is a huge smoke when they finally do make their way in. Tons of flashes being exchanged. NiP throwing so many, delaying one game so much, and it may be just enough. However, one has collected 2 frags and only dropping 1 player of their own. And Tweede hits the shot onto Lizard, who's trying to clear out the CT spawn, and they're just kind of stuck in the sandwich area right now. One game needs to get moving, but these counter flashes from NiP have just happened so often that it's halted the rush completely. The bomb has still yet to be planted. Finally does go down, but in all this time, it's given the CTs so much time to rotate, and we do have a flank coming in, and there it is, Hoffman on to Lance. And can he take down the second one? Yes, he does. That's 4 rounds in a row for NiP. And Hoffman, that flank, the long route does pay off.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a little surprised, actually, that the terrorist didn't hear him stomping around, because he was knife out running to that position, but a little bit preoccupied was that terrorist, and will go down to the big flank. 4-3 is our scoreline, and like you were saying, NiP 4 in a row at this point. And one game just forcing up once again, and to be completely honest with you, I don't like it. Only because JR is such a monster with an AWP that saving to get that up could just mean them picking up a round and continuing to roll things. But we are going to see the full buy from them. Only a few smoke grenades, not too many other utilities. But they are going to be coming from the A side. Tweeday with a grenade onto JR puts him down. We do see it. Kyanite gets a frag. Two-Face got a frag. Noto takes down Kyanite, though. And Jason goes down as well. So the one and only Lance left at Tetris, spraying his heart out. And Tweeday does get fairly lit, but no frag for him. 4 players surviving for NiP, and that's just going to further build their bank at this point.
Yeah. JR to get an op, as that's pretty much what opened up so many of the rounds for them against Fnatic. And it's kind of a tough call to make. I mean, either you have to save if you really want him to op and sacrifice a round, or you could just go for the AK buy. But it didn't work out for them with the AK, so likely going to see an op in the hands of JR next time, but we are going to be seeing a straight-up B-rush. Never mind, it's a fake B-rush, and then they wait for the flank lower. Nobody's flanking lower, though. I really like this play from one game, but it's a real hard gambit that the mid player is going to jump down and flank right away. But still, one game trying to battle for control of the bomb site. NiP not relenting one bit, and only one player up at this point, baiting the hell out of his team. It's Lizard, who is waiting for the flank, and Tweeday finally does take him down. And 6-3-4 NiP, and that's 6 in a row. But I mean, when they're trying to watch the flank there, it would have been so cool had they gotten it, because they could just try to run back to A immediately. But nobody came.
Yep, exactly right.
Except for Tweeday in between halves.
Yep, that apparently did happen. So we are gonna see the up buy from JR, so hopefully he can get something done for his team. Again, 6 in a row. One game only able to pick up the pistol, and then the 2 rounds afterwards. Huffin pushes up, does take down Noto, but will get traded. JR landing his first op shot of this round. Good frag by him. Again, player to note would be him, with that AWP looking very, very solid in the last match that we did see. Fnatic versus one game. And playing it slow, though, is one game at this point. You do see the bomb is rotating through T-spawn. A number of players heading to that B apartment side. That definitely could be the play and the call. Priest posted up near apps, so we'll be there to defend if they so choose, but Lizard slowly peeking across on Cat. He's going to get taken down by Tweeday, holding that passive angle. Tweeday with a double. And that's great play from him. Jason and JR, last one left on the field. Bomb is down on Cat. They're going to be moving up, and again, Priest still in this sneaky position. Jason, though, he feels it, sees the arm, knows it's there, but Priest will still get JR with that information, not able to prevent his teammate from going down. So 1 versus 3 at this point. Jason with 26 HP, 30 seconds on the clock. We are going to see Tweeday peeking from Catwalk. He's actually going to be throwing that nade, but that will be Kyanite cleaning things up. So double for Tweeday. And the rest of the frags go into the team. 7-3 is our score.
Yeah, and that really could have worked out for one game had JR not gone down. Maybe should have just let the rifler take that angle. I'm not sure, but had JR survived there, or even traded off his teammate. I really like JR in that situation, as he'd be able to cut off so many of the rotating points for the CTs with that AWP. But alas, he died. So another gun round for one game here, as they can pretty much buy every single time at this point if they'd like. As NiP has won 7 in a row, so maximum round money that they get based upon the other team's momentum. So still struggling to find anywhere to really take at this point, as NiP has been finding all the entry kills when one game does try to take the bomb site. So one game now, it looks like they're going to try for another little mid-crunch to A. And this time Jason does pick up the frag onto Two-Face over in a Palace, though. So, but Hoffman does trade off Lizard at middle, which leaves one game the bomber. He's falling back from Palace, and now he's going to go up to join his teammates at lower. So, okay, I like this from one game, as NiP hasn't really rotated too many members, and they forgot about the player middle. One game's Noto comes and takes down Tweeday, and that was a very free frag, and Noto finds another one. It's all up to Kyanite. He's been dynamite at this angle before, but this time it does not work out for them. And Priest, last man up for NiP, lets this spray just rip. Wounds one of them down to below 50, but now his location has been given away. And JR is probably going to find this frag. Whoa, Shoots him right through the box. Priest still in this. He knows one's behind him. Is he going to wait for him? Or, oh man, he thinks he's lower. Or does he think he's window? I'm not sure. He definitely should have heard the footsteps when he dropped, but he is going to go for the frag onto the jungle, and I believe too much time has been burned unless he just has to gun it to the bomb right away. No time to check angles. You got to go for it, and he can't get the frag onto Lance. And that's first round in a long time for one game, but this is they have to start winning more in a row if they want to keep that money going.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to see them purchase rifles and everything, and that puts them down to pretty much zero. $1,200 on Lizard. He's going to be the richest player on the T side. 4-7 is the scoreline. Like you were saying, that's the first round that one game has actually picked up since the first 3 of this map pistol and the 2 anti-ecos. So another important round for them here. Two-Face pushing up into Palace. Actually, a frag mid, though. Tweede goes down. Two-Face does pick up Jason inside of the Palace, though, and trading frags back and forth. Hoffman will pick that up, so single-man advantage for the counter-terrorist at this point, and that's actually Two-Face going down. Lance will drop him. Should see the bomb, though. Gonna let his teammate know that it is still T-spawn area. We Lance here, and actually another frag, JR, getting that at mid. So they are going to be able to work connector. Noto, first one heading up there right now. Priest is inside of the window room, and that's going to be Kyanite getting the bomb down. Wondering if there is going to be more players from here. Priest gets mid, and Priest gets another one. So a double for him. And that's an impressive round for NiP. And like we were saying, that was pretty much worst case scenario for one game. They win a round and then drop the next one.
Yeah, and now they're down to below 3K for everybody. So looking at a save and then a double save if they want to get an op in the hands of JR. So look for them to force this next round. And this one looks like it's going to be a quick one. It's going to go 5-man into the apartments. Are they going to go for their little stop trick? It looks like they're just going to start plowing straight through. So the NLP player there could have a field day. Some nice nades go in. So crippling. Priest in the bomb site as well as his teammates still alive. Hop and Priest combining. Devastating one game, and they just don't get anything done. Under 20 damage done by their whole team. And just a very standard behold for NiP.
Yeah, exactly. That nade, I believe, hit JR just like right in the chest, and it just stopped on all of them. So good damage done there, and then as soon as they run into sight, boom. They are taken down in no time. So good anti-eco for NiP, not losing a single player, and their bank reflecting. So 2 players, 8K on their bank. So we do see another quick mid play. JR and Lizard, they are coming up with a vengeance. Lizard heading towards that connector. Tweede will drop him from window room. That smoke was not sufficient. He's going to have a place to peek there.
Wow.
Jason, Two-Face, goes down to a headshot. Beautiful play by him there. Lance pushing up to Tetris at this point. JR actually in the window room. They may have heard him drop. Hoffman playing from the ladder room. And we are going to see Lance pick up a frag on A and actually another one. So Tweede will get dropped and then Hoffman as well. So JR picked up both of those frags. Again, he was being sneaky in that window room. Priest here. Last one alive. 4 players left. They do only have 1 round after this one, so Priest may just decide to get some exits or even just straight go for it. He will have enough to buy in the next round. Maybe his team could use a little bit of gear, so he is going to get flanked, though. I didn't realize Noto coming through that window room and puts Priest down. So 5 rounds on the board for one game, and NiP at 9.
But if one game can win this last one, 9-6 is not a bad score on Mirage. Could have been better, but they let NiP get away with so many rounds in a row. And basically, NiP never had to save after that, so made it real tough for themselves. But one game here, looking for that 9-6, and what do they go with? They're going to go pretty standard setup. But they do have one player contesting heavily out middle, though. So they're trying to gain control in middle, and Noto is going to catch him. Yes, Tweede goes down, getting very aggressive, trying to surprise the mid guy. The Palace position has been given away by one game. So eventually when they do try this A take, it's going to be known that at least somebody's coming out of Palace. So what does NiP try to set up with here? Kind of unsure where they'd like to go. 2 members at each bomb site for the NiP squad. So when does one game decide to execute onto the A bomb site? It's looking like now. So for the setup, we got one in the site and one in the CT, and this is so difficult to hold as the terrorists are coming out of 3 different locations. Two-Face manages to get one before he's taken out. And Noto remains the king of the jungle as he takes down Hoven, but return frag by Kyanite. So 2 on 3 here. Priest and Kyanite last 2 up for 1 game. Waiting to plant the bomb as the CT spawn is yet to be secured. But they do have a lot of time. They don't need to force this right away. So when do they go for it? If Kyanite can get this frag onto Lance while Jason is faking, it's going to be huge. But Jason fakes it and Kyanite goes down. But Priest has taken control of the jungle area for now. And he's in the 1 versus 2. So Lance and Jason both peeking from the bomb site. They both have fallen back into the Palace and Lower A respectively. So Priest, so many different spots to look at, and he's taking his sweet time, and it's going to make it real tough for him. He peeks out, he's above Jason, takes him down. Does the re-peek happen? Yes, it does, and Lance is there for his teammate. Gets the trade, 9-6 for 1 game.
Yeah, decent half for 1 game. Obviously, we were a little bit worried when NiP started taking all those rounds in a row, but coming back and making this a stable half for themselves is 1 game. And switching over to CT, let's see what they do here. Again, they looked very impressive versus Fnatic, so I imagine should have a fairly decent CT setup. They probably had the best performance on CT side that we've seen in this tournament thus far, honestly. They just had teamwork seen. So armor on all 5 players, though, so no kit or anything. 1 game just looking to stomp before the bomb even gets planted. They don't even want that to be an option, but we do see the Glock Rush coming into the B site. It's going to be Two-Face leading the charge, trying to spam down that player at bench, but Noto just does not want to die. Finally will get dropped. Is this enough time for them to get the bomb down? And I don't think it is. It is a 2v2, and that's where we are going to see some great frags. JR and Lizard both connecting with headshots, and 1 game picking up pistol.
Yep, and with that 9-6, probably going to be 9-9 now if no eco rounds shenanigans happen, as 1 game has won the first round of the second half. So for NiP, where do they want to go on their eco round? It looks like A is going to be the site. They do have a couple smokes and flashes. So they're going to go for a heavy smoke out of the connector and CT area and hope they can get it done with their pistols. So once the upper A player has reached the end of Palace, that's when they're going to execute their smoke. But look at Lance. He has pushed up all the way into the stairs. So if he can get that spray going, it is going to be huge for 1 game. And this is going to be an easy round. And he's going to walk away with a gang of money with that Bison. So when is NiP going to execute? Fortunately for them, nobody from 1 game is pushing the B side, because I would have gave it away a long time ago. So here they come. Smokes deployed. Lance letting it rip. He can't find anybody. He spent about a couple seconds spraying and only gets 1 of them. But Priest does take him out. 1 game still in this round, but they are faltering though. NiP is slowly taking control of the bomb site, but now they all get taken out, and suddenly we're down to a 1 versus 1.
Oh my God.
How did this all happen? This happened so quickly. Both of these players are in 1-shot territory. Gun does not necessarily matter at this point. What does Priest want to do? He has time to run around the map if he wants to, but he is going to go to the CT spawn, and when will JR realize that he's no longer in the bomb site? So this is pretty much JR's advantage at this point, because he should realize that he went connector, and he's not likely going all the way around into T spawn, so he should have a good jump on where Priest is going to be. And Priest coming up from the spawn. JR behind the fireboxes. Will Priest check this or pre-fire it? Oh no, JR peeks out and takes down Priest, and that's terrible for NiP. Really could have won that round, but it was just so chaotic in the end, and I don't know how they both made it away with under 20 HP.
That round should have ended with Lance spraying everybody down at a ramp. That's what it comes down to. Him missing that just makes that such a close round, as we just saw. Obviously, there was some other mistakes and other things going on afterwards, but he was that single player holding a ramp, and like we saw, he just sprayed his heart out, only got 1, unfortunately, and they were able to make it very close. So another eco here for NiP. 2 CZs on the field. Flashbang on Priest. HE grenade on Two-Face. And Kyanite going to be spamming over at a ramp. And it looks like Lizard does grab a frag. He's going to jump down from window room to see so many players. He will get dropped. getting a little bit too aggressive. Noto will take down Two-Face. So only 3 players left for the terrorists, and JR does put down Hoffman from top mid. That's Kyanite trying to get stuff done, but with a Glock, doesn't do a heck of a lot at that distance. We do see Priest inside of Apps, trying to get a spray down with his P250. Jason finishes him off, but nice try by Priest. Jason was down to 20 HP.
Yeah, so we're all tied up now. And this is going to be a big round on who gets that momentum going. As you see, both teams' banks are fairly low. CT's got it a little more, but that is to be expected. So NiP, they do have an op in the hands of Hoffman. Still no op for one game. And we're seeing some pretty standard play here from NiP, but look at this. Oh man, Lance pushes down lower and finds Priest, who does take him out. So does NiP go fast after this? They have gotten the pick at A, but how fast do they want to go? Oh, Hoffman finds a Lizard as well. That's a huge frag for NiP. They try to rush out of upper. JR takes down T-Day. And still nobody coming out of lower, so it's kind of just one player rushing and then everybody else kind of standing back. And it hasn't been working for them as JR finds another one. But Kyanite gets the return frag, and now Jason, 1-on-3. He is trying to come out of the jungle. I'm not sure if the NiP player knows he's there. They're all fairly close. The bomb is still not been planted and finally making his way, and they don't think he's CT or something. This is a fairly open plant, very dangerous. So I'm not sure if they have a general idea on where Jason is or not. So now he's finally making his way out the jungle. NiP staying so silent on where they are, especially Two-Face. Oh, but it doesn't matter. Jason onto Two-Face. Is the lower guy going to peek? It doesn't look like. So 2-on-1. Jason, I believe he was in this situation before. It didn't work out for them. He narrowed it down to a 1 versus 1. That nade looks a little off, and it doesn't go in the room. And he can't take down the second one. And NiP gets their first round of the second half.
Yeah, 10-9, the scoreline here. And take a look at JR. He does pick up an AWP. And the rest of his team is going to save here. So, you see CZ75s on Jason and Lance. JR feeling confident in his AWP. No armor on him, going glass cannon style with a kit in hand. And ooh, he's going to get hit very early on, and he's jumping around trying to stay alive. Misses all of his shots. He's going to throw a decoy, which doesn't matter because that nade just takes him down. Hoffman does take that, and Lizard comes down, takes down Tweedy. Hoffman with another frag here. So that's
Mad
2
Hoffman.
for him. Yeah, exactly. We are going to see Lizard collecting a gun, heading back up a ramp, but looks like it could be a B play here. We do see Lizard going down, and that's from Two-Face pushing up connector, so still kind of taking mid control. We do see the bomb eventually now going cat, heading into the B site, and this is actually going to be a free site at this point. Lance still at A ramp. Jason inside of the market, and he does have a CZ75. That mini AK-47. He does see a player inside of B, so he does know that this is where the action will be taking place. Does see a player at Arch, does drop him. Jason with the headshot. And it is a 1v3 at this point. He may have heard Hoffman actually jump down. Hoffman. Jeez, that's difficult. And
He's Mad Hoffman for the rest of this.
Goes down. I know, right? Gonna collect that AWP is Jason. I imagine he will be saving an expensive rifle like that. He does want to collect that and keep that for the next round. If we take a look at the money, they should be... they might actually... probably going to force up considering they have this AWP. So
yeah, that AWP's made the rounds. I don't know who's... Oh, never mind. It is Matt Hoffman, so it's worth quite a bit of money if it's signed. I thought
Exactly.
it was JR who was in the window.
I'm a
room,
Dave
but...
Mirra fan personally, but Matt Hoffman works as well. I don't know if you're that into BMXing.
Yeah, I was a rollerblader.
He had a video game as
Just
well.
kidding.
Both of them. You're a rollerblader.
Just
Classic.
kidding. I do know how to rollerblade.
Did you do like the disco rollerblading?
Oh no! I mean, you can't bust out those moves with rollerblades. You gotta, man. I saw the little Bow Wow movie. It was cool.
Oh yeah.
I've watched it multiple times. No shame, but let's get back into the action. One game, looking for the first round in a couple here. They do get an op for JR again. This time they don't want him taking the mid battle. They want him picking apartment. And he does hit the shot, but it is only a leg. So Tweeday manages to escape with his life. But NiP, they like this slow A envelop, and they haven't really been sending anybody towards B, which gives the player pushing B for one game a big opportunity this round. He sees the jackpot, but he blows it, and they are looking at him now, but JR peeks at the right time and takes out Two-Face just as his teammate exposed his position. So still trying to press the matter is the Lizard. Flank tries to creep in. Matt Hoffman doesn't allow it, and NiP taken into the A bomb site. They do have two in the spawn area, and one from the connector who's running straight out of the smoke, and the risk pays off as he spams down two of them, and he gets the bomber as well, which leaves the last two NiP players inside of connector, are in the area, down to a 2 versus 2 as Noto goes down, but he did his job. So now JR with that AWP and his assistant Jason. Priest goes down to the op, and it's going to be an op battle. Haven versus JR. Who's going to get the better of this? JR is going to peek out right now. Who's it going to go to? JR gets it, and that's another one for one game. And yeah, this is the closest match we've had yet.
Yeah, 11-10 is our scoreline right now. Should be an eco for NiP. They're not even going to get any CZ75s. P250s looking like across the board, other than Two-Face. He's actually... Oh, there's a bunch of P250s on the ground. They just showered the love there. And it's going to be a P250 play towards the B site. Priest actually has armor. 2 flashbangs as well. Actually looking like they're going to wait for that smoke. This is not a bad idea. Kind of doing a slow play here. Jason going to be the one to most likely make first contact. Hanging out on the balcony. And again, they're just going to be waiting, making no noise whatsoever. Hoffman actually goes up on top of the microwave, thinking of making something tasty, but this isn't the time for that. They are going to be moving up slightly now. Tweeday leading the charge, checking all his corners. Flashbangs go in, and he's going to be heading out, but that's going to be Jason there again. He is the man in charge. Unfortunately, it does go down. Noto and Lizard pick up frags, though, and there's only 2 terrorists left on the map right now. Priest does jump out, and he is going to... actually, Two-Face is going to get a frag. Eventually does go down as well, though, and cleaning that round up is one game. Only losing 2 members, so kind of a standard minimalistic eco, I suppose you could say. Maybe not the correct phrase for it, but you guys probably know what I'm getting at. They got those 2 frags. That's kind of the very least that you'd like.
I'll allow it.
Yeah, exactly.
So we might see an op battle here at middle. Let's see where they're both going. It looks like JR is going to be picking lower, so no op battle middle, but somebody's going to peek it for the CTs anyways. Lucky for Lizard, he does get away, and Tweeday did miss the op shot. So let's see where the terrorists are trying to take it. Still middle. They got 2 at the underpass area too, so trying to take control of that. JR does find one from the underpass. Tweeday still yet to put that op to use for NiP. NiP is just kind of struggling here at the bottom, deciding what they want to do. They do find Lizard. That's Kyanite who takes him down. So now that they have control of the underpass, are they going to try to boost? Noto, he goes, peeks up top. Two-Face was ready for it, but Noto gets the frag anyway. So now going for the boost is pretty much out of the question, as you obviously need 2 people to do that. So one game has got the man advantage. And Tweeday, when is that op going to come to fruition is the question, because he's just sitting there at middle, and I'm not sure letting your other 2 teammates open it up for you is the best option at this point. It really comes down to, he's waiting for somebody to peek him at middle, but nobody's really doing that. So NiP burning their time, Priest, and 1 member, Kyanite, at the other site. So it looks like Kyanite's going to try to throw a bit of a fake, or they're going to regroup back at middle and try to go lower. I'm not sure what the plan is here for NiP, but what is it going to be? It looks like they are going to try to reroute all the way back to lower A, and Priest is going to be the man coming out of upper, so it's going to be a 2-1. One of the players for the CTs is already under the balcony, though, so it really relies on Lance and his teammate here at A to just fail this initial take. Otherwise, I really think this is going to be going to one game. Lance finds a frag, but NiP fires right back. 2 of their own. We're down to a 2 versus 2 all of a sudden, and Kyanite gets another one. NiP, look at this. But look at the bomb. They don't have time for the bomb. All the CT needs to do is hide. And there it is. NiP in the gun battle forgets about the bomb, and that's a round for one game that NiP should have taken.
Yeah, they had like 30 seconds as they were rotating through T-spawn. Probably should have been a little bit more conscious about how much time was on the clock. Not able to get that plant, even though they were in the advantageous position. So 11 to 12, one game, gonna pick up that round, and Hoffman rocking that AWP once again. He's gonna try his luck at top mid. Does see a player peek, misses though, and he is going to survive to frag another day. Looks like we do have a bit of aggression mid here. Priest will get dropped. It's going to be Lizard getting that frag. And ooh, Two-Face did see that barrel still there. And Huffin does get a pick. So this opened things up. 4v4. Back to an even advantage. No advantage, if you will. Lizard will get dropped. So 3 versus 4. Bomb is in connector. Only one player in JR holding the site. Has his work cut out for him, gets a beautiful frag onto Tweedy, gets another one onto Two-Face. Can he get a third? Kyanite will drop him. 2 versus 2. And Nodo's going to have to retreat from that cap position. Jason posted up in the window room, looking through jungle, and he does hear the player run. Misses the shot, though, and that was not what he liked at all. I'm sure he's going to have Nodo coming from connector. And they are going to attempt to retake the site. Flashbang goes down. Jason with a decent dodge, though. And Hoffman playing from Firebox. They seem to know he's there. They are going to be spraying down. And, ooh, that's going to be a frag for Kyanite inside of T-spawn. Only Jason left. And he's going to be playing from stairs. Has a flashbang. Is going to utilize it on CT. But at this point, I just don't think he has enough time. He's going to try and get the op out of the hands here of Hoffman, but Kyanite finishing things off. Triple for him, so nice hat-trick for Kyanite.
Yeah, it was kind of questionable by Jason at that point, but one game now forced to save. They have bought a couple of pistols up and everything, and both teams so low on money. NiP actually lower than one game, if you take a look at that. So if one game manages to eco here, one game, that is going to be curtains, I believe. As NiP will probably only get one more round to try anything with. But we are going to see a straight up A bust here. Only 2 players in the site for one game, and they only have pistol. Lizard gets 1, but both of them fall inside of A. And we got 1 player watching the flank as well. That's Tweedy. So unless Tweedy gets flanked and they can pick up his op, they might be able to do something here. Oh my god, Jason waits too long, and his teammate gets taken out as a result of it. And Tweedy gets the jumping bird. That is too bad. So sad. Man. Pull the trigger, Jason.
Oh my goodness, I can't believe that didn't work out. I thought for sure Tweedy was going to go down, but got 1 frag and also got the player flanking. So with a burst shot nonetheless, jumping to peek it, that was just, yeah, that was something else. Tweedy showing his skill there. Or at least his matrix skills, not being able to get hit, at least. And we are going to see a gun round from both teams. Unfortunately, though, for one game, not exactly the buy they were hoping for. 2 FAMAS on the field. And pretty much no nades. They have used a smoke grenade inside of apps, but that's going to be the only smoke grenade that will be used for the CTs in this round. So we are going to see here, the bomb is headed towards B apartments at this point. That's going to be Two-Face and Hoffman. And again, just working picks. Tweedy at the top of mid with his AWP. Lizard, the closest one to him, playing from connector. Is he going to get peaky? He doesn't. So he is just going to play passive angle, check underpass. Tweedy trying to find a pick through connector. Nobody's giving him anything, though. He does eventually find someone in Nodo on Cat, but gets traded immediately. That's going to be Lizard from connector. And another portion of the map, we did see a frag go down, so we are only going to have 2 counter terrorists left on the map. Lizard does connect there and get actually a triple for him in this round. But the bomb is being planted B, and none the smarter are the CTs until it actually does go down. Hoffman will take Jason, trying to rush through the smoke. Not the best move by him. And it's down to Lizard. He does have a 3K in this round, but decides to collect that up and head on back to top of mid. And that's going to be a save, and it should put, it will put NiP up to 14 rounds, so borderline match point.
And that smoke people throw into the window room, we've seen that multiple times today, and that's so effective. And unfortunately for the one game player, whenever people throw it, they always seem to peek the back halls, and he checked the window instead. Paid for it. And now NiP is looking at one game who is looking. Are they going to have to save, it looks like? I mean, they're going to force what they can and even buy a scout, or they have made it out with an AWP somehow. So if Lizard can get something going with that at middle, we might see one game have a chance. But elsewhere, one game does not have a lot of firepower. They do have the second best rifle in the game in the hands of two of their players, the CZ. God, that's hilarious. Oh, Lizard does get the round started with the frag onto Tweede. So this alleviates a little pressure for the rest of his team. And NiP is grouped up inside of B here. Nice nade onto Jason. So where does NiP go? Do they want to fall back, or do they want to continue pressing at B? They're taking their time, and they have one player over towards A. He could be able to fake for them, maybe throw a couple of smokes and flashes. I mean, my big thing here is, if they don't take, I mean, they're not going to have to deal with the op. Or if they take now, they won't have to deal with the op as much. But man, look at that. NiP get 2 frags unanswered, and they might be able to get this last site player in B. Or do they go for the plant? They can't spot him. Two-Face thinks he's playing Ring Around the Rosie. Doesn't work. And Nodo does go down, but that op is still in play, and it's going to be coming from the window room. He has to go all the way around. If he peeks back, Hall, this could be deadly. Lizard misses the shot, and that could very well be the round. Unless Two-Face, he keeps deciding to peek. That smoke at windows really hindering the retake from one game, and NiP is still unaware that both players are coming from the window room. Here they come. From the back hall area, they do take down the one. Can they get the second? Oh, Two-Face takes both of the remaining 2 down, and that's 15-12 for NiP. And it's a great halt of the rotate by NiP. That smoke really helped.
Yeah, no doubt. And then Two-Face getting that double. Both players kind of bunched up at bench together. Will get dropped, so 15-12 match point. One game, if they take this round, they could inch a little bit closer. If we look at the money, not a lot of money on NiP at this point. So they are prepping for that A push, and JR getting really aggressive. Will get taken down, though. Only puts Hoffman down to 56 HP, so not exactly what they were hoping for. Lance on the other side of the smoke, so he is going to be waiting. Then they're pushing right through the smoke. Can he get anything done? Two-Face, though, with the crouch, gets the frag, and actually Tweede takes down Noto at mid as well. So we do have only 2 CTs left. Lizard on the big flank right now, and Jason peeking from Cat. So let's see how much Lizard can get done. Hoffman already looking in this position. Actually, they flash in for Hoffman. Doesn't peek. They are going to peek together. Boom! Taken down is Lizard and the other counter terrorist. So 16-12 is going to be our final score. NiP taking that match and looking pretty damn good.
Yeah, definitely. I thought one game after that performance against Fnatic was going to be able to take it, but nope. NiP, without Heaton, sadly, is able to take it over one game, and that should mean they won their group quite handedly.
Yeah, we should be watching. We're gonna have one more match here, I believe. It should be NiP versus eFrag. So that's coming up in the next few minutes here, guys. Please do stay tuned. We're just gonna take a quick break. Again, NiP just playing in this match. So, or what am I talking about? Yeah, no, I was correct in that. eFrag versus NiP. Sorry, getting a little confused by the schedule, but yeah, that is going to be our next match. So if you guys are new to the channel, thank you very much for tuning in. Please do hit that follow button if you enjoy what you're watching. We do appreciate all the support, and every follow really does help us and help us grow. If you do have a couple spare dollars as well, we have the subscription option, and there is a number of perks for that. You can see at the top of the screen, we got some giveaways up there, 1 hour lesson from XI by Power Steel, as well as a Huntsman minimum wear Safari Mesh knife. So we are going to be moving into this next match in just a moment. Please stay tuned, and we should be getting into that shortly.